you know, there's this prejudice about that to be an artist, you've got to be crazy. I've been fairly nuts. At least neurotic. But it has often gotten in the way of my art. So, it seems to me that there are big differences between being an artist and being in therapy, but that the fact that there are differences, which I'll talk about a little bit, does not mean that art cannot or should not be therapeutic. So I was doing street theater in New York. I was doing this play that I told you about, the anti-draft musical, which was very in-your-face kind of thing. It was like, you! But with music. A bunch of you know, fun, upbeat songs that were very, and we were performing one day in Sheridan Square, on one of those little triangle parts of Sheridan Square, and my mother showed up to see this show. She wasn't pro-war, but I'd never yelled in her face about it. And so I'm the director, right? So I'm sort of standing back here, and she's standing in the front wall watching this show that her son has made. And the actors are all going, right in her face. And suddenly it's like, yes! This is why I'm doing theater, so I can yell at my mother! And it was really therapeutic. It wasn't therapy. I was still fucked up. I do think that there is a place where you can, that, you know, when I'm teaching acting, sometimes people get into really, really strong personal material, and I have to say, no, there's no room for that here. We would need, you know, you and me alone in a room for 4 hours to work it through in the acting work. Find a therapist where there's a really safe space. You've touched some interesting material here, but this is not the place for that. We don't have time or space for that. On the other hand, there is a terrible danger of saying to yourself as an acting student, oh, well, that's just my personal material. I'm going to leave that outside. Oh, no, those feelings I don't do in public. Sorry, that's crazy. You start taking chunks of yourself and saying, that doesn't belong in my art. That's my personal mishigas, my personal problems. Then your art will be missing large holes of what's strongest for you. As Bertowski said, you've got to make art out of yourself. It has to be important for you. And some of what's important for you is what makes you crazy. And lots and lots and lots of artists have made wonderful art out of their own craziness. I mean, Glass Menagerie is a fantastic play that the guy wrote about his mother and his sister. You know, a lot of playwrighs, their first plays are about their own families, and they're working it out. Now, it's clear from Tennessee Williams' life that it was not so therapeutic for him. He didn't work it out. He went on being crazy. But he made great art out of the therapeutic process, out of really taking strong personal material and allowing it to infuse his art. And if you try to save your personal strongest imagery and feelings and not put them into your art will be slightly boring. And so, I don't think that the processes are the same. Certainly, therapy aims us in a different direction. The purpose is different. But some of the process can be really the same. And if in your art, you actually have moments where you feel like, wow, I really worked that out. That's not bad. It's not bad that you actually could have a therapeutic, cathartic moment in your art.